Some of us may not realize what's going on right now. And none of us know entirely exactly what's going on right now. But when you start connecting dots, you start looking at patterns and seeing tendencies from different demographics, you might notice that a paradigm shift of the highest magnitude is coming. And that's not for you to worry or be scared. If you are with the fight for the people, you should be excited, because the revolution will not be on channel 2, 11, 7, 9. The WHO won't perpetuate the revolution. The CDC won't. It will come from the people. And what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing a clear distinction between two types of people. They've been talking race war for so long. Ain't no race war happening, Captain. You know why? Because they've perpetuated our mental divide, that we do have conflict in ideology. Yes, black and white, black and brown, white and brown, white and or black and yellow. We have conflict in ideology based on the relative culture and indoctrination we've grown up to, perpetuated by the system. The system has taught us that we're different. Not quite. Not quite. I sleep with a white woman, we make a baby. Are we different races? Just think about it. Because now I'm finna take niggas way out of the rabbit hole. We still are so I have to speak the language of black, white, and distinguish races between humans, when in actuality we all can mate and make babies together. If that's not the essence of same race, one race, then what is? The reason why I say that, because we are more connected than we even fucking know. Now, I do believe we do have distinctions within that one race. Like this melanin holds a different chemistry to nature than pheomelanin. This is called eumelanin. European folks have pheomelanin, so they react differently. So giving us all the same mechanisms or the same form of equality is redundant, because we do have distinctions. However, the divide that the system has perpetuated, that we are different races, not the same. You're Republican and I'm Democrat, and there's no way we're going to get along. The veil is starting to be lifted when it comes to that rhetoric, because we're finding out when we meet Republican people, and I've been victim to it on my own channel of saying Republicans are racist. I do believe most Americans, Europeans hold racist ideology against black folks. I will stand on that. But to say that it's just Republicans would be me denying the indoctrination from the Democrats, my own black people, my own brown people. We all have inherited the system's ideology. So when I say the paradigm is shifting, we're starting to see that. We're starting to see that we all have inherited the system's ideology, which makes us hate each other. When in actuality, when we kick it with each other, be like, hey man, you cool. Fox didn't tell me you was this cool. CNN didn't tell me you was this cool. They didn't tell me that me and you can get along, when in actuality we can. And now you see black folks at odds against the system, and white folks at odds against the system. Brown, yellow, all folks are at odds against the system. We're starting to find our enemy. So now we're going to see a clear distinction between niggas who are pro-citizen and pro-system. If you're pro-system, you're still going to be perpetuating that it's white folk and black folk, and that's the divide. The main reason is because you're black and they're doing this solely for black people. And if you're white, you might say, hey, black folks, you might pin them as the problem somehow. Fox always finds a way to make you believe that your rights are being infringed upon because of a Negro. Not so much the case once you lift the veil. Your rights and your doctrines are being challenged by the system. The same way our rights, we are just a byproduct of white supremacy and racism. White folks, black folks, if you're in America, in Europe, if you're around the globe, because it's traveled around the globe now. They want to talk about the coronavirus, but they don't want to talk about the system that perpetuates the white supremacy virus that not only hinders me, it hinders you white folks too. Because if you knew I was a good citizen, if you knew we can connect, what do you think your life would be like? You don't live with a quote-unquote enemy. You don't have a subtle fear of crossing the street when I come around anymore. So uplifting or showing the veil of racism, lifting the veil of racism is beneficial for all of society. You won't dwindle. We won't come after you. We love y'all niggas. Y'all just don't know it. They told y'all we hate y'all and look at y'all like we want to pounce and attack on y'all. And we're the criminal. Some of us are. Some of y'all are. Some of us are idiots. Some of y'all are idiots. The distinctions on characteristics no longer should be made on the basis of race. We have to debunk this Darwinist ideology. So I see it coming together. Why? Because I see Europeans anti-vaxxed out the game right now, protesting. But I do see black people dissing them heavily without being informed as to why they're protesting. They're just dissing them because, okay, now I'm starting to see who's following the news. They're dissing the protesters because the fear was perpetuated that Covid-19 is still a danger to everybody, even though the science behind it says it's more of a correlating factor to anybody's illness than a causation. Correlation means you probably were already sick and this added insult to injury. Causation means you get it and this is the primary cause for your malfunction. You can see that that's illogical when you see asymptomatic motherfuckers running around with COVID. So causation, COVID hasn't even earned that reputation as far as causality to fatality. Correlation at best. So when you see these motherfuckers outside, they're outside because they acknowledge that COVID-19 is a correlation to disease, a possible infringement on your health, but it's not causation. The danger is being over-perpetuated. A lot of black folks think they people died from COVID because the reports came out now, but not knowing they probably had hypertension or diabetes or a severe underlying ailment, which was the causation. So now we're being more informed because we don't trust this system. And now we're looking at black man, white man like, hey, my nigga, you were never the enemy. White people, even when I say white people and black people, we gotta let loose off calling everything they say racist. We can say white people be like, but we won't let them say black people be like. You feel me? We have to be less hypersensitive. If you know a white person may say things that may hurt your edifice, your matrix, whatever you want to call it, your ego, your beliefs, but you have to peep intentionality. Does he want to connect? Does she want to connect? Because if a white person got intentions on connecting with me, I'm going to do that shit. I'm still for the citizens and for the people. My subset is the black people, so that's first and foremost. But at the end of the day, I'm a part of the human race. The subset of the human race is just black people, white people, different distinguishing human people. So yes, if I see my white citizen at odds with the corporation, or they are against the same corporation in which I'm against, because right now you see a lot of white citizens, and the thing is, this is why I say we have to lift the veil, because we're so programmed and we're so bought into our biases that we can't even conceive a good idea or a good decision or a good move, because our biases are so deeply rooted that we won't even give it a chance. For example, Donald Trump right now has been the highest positioning person to call out this elite corporation masked as the WHO, the CDC, the NIH, the Anthony Fauci you see on TV, the communist China, the CDC in China. This big corporation that wants to advance technology without your consent, they keep saying we don't need your consent, because you got to understand, these are not people for the people. This is a coalition that doesn't need citizens' consent. They don't need to pass legislation. Donald Trump, however, is from my viewpoint, is protecting our citizens' right to not let them infringe on that. So this is why I say the paradigm is being shifted, because now this coalition is being greedy and thirsty. They want to push the button fast now. The techno shit ain't coming fast enough for them. So they want to push it fast. This is just my theory, my conclusion based on the evidence. So them doing so, they slipping. More citizens is coming out. Donald Trump said he was going to clean house. You're starting to see indictments from pedophiles. A couple years, I was blind to it because I was in the, okay, anything Donald Trump says, I'm against it because I'm a black man and I was in that rabbit hole of believing that bullshit. But I now have to assess every situation individually, regardless if I like the nigga or not. And now you see this nigga been rolling out indictment on rich billionaire elitists for pedophilia and sex trafficking for the last 3, 4, 5 years. And you seeing this nigga calling out these billionaire corporations and organizations and everybody tied to him, which means Obama, which means the Clinton Foundation. He's calling all these niggas out. And then I do the deductive reasoning again. All those Clintons, Obama, they get funded by those billionaires. Trump don't. Trump got $1 billion. So his level of autonomy already breaches theirs. I'm just saying, you got Biden coming up. He's pro-Clinton, they all in the same fucking family. You can't see how cool they is together. They put a secret society right in our face. So again, this ain't me saying I love Trump. He's the greatest motherfucker. 90% of his rhetoric I still don't align with. But I found some that shows he's going against the same coalition that's been literally disintegrating my people. He's going against the same coalition that wants to turn humanity into technology. So yes, in this instance, nigga, I am for what Donald Trump is professing. Not everything with the health mechanisms. I'm not even too adept on the things he suggested, so I can't even really speak on it. So that's the thing. If I don't have remotely even any information, I can't just go in depth on it. A lot of niggas are getting the conclusion and saying, oh, he's dumb or he's smart. Get the information and go in depth as to why you think he's dumb or smart for this decision or that decision. But whatever the case, now we're seeing white and black. The war with white and black, that ain't even a fucking thing. And the thing, white people, y'all have been saying this. So I'll give y'all kudos. Y'all have been saying this. But the problem with y'all saying this is y'all still deny the reality. So once we beat the system, we all gonna have to congregate on black reality and white reality and the differences. So y'all can understand what white privilege means to us. So y'all can understand what disenfranchisement means to us. Gentrification, the redlining. You guys have to be adept of our reality if we're gonna coexist as citizens. But it's gonna happen. That's a later story. Put niggas up on what the system perpetuated and the byproduct of white privilege and all these other institutions that jeopardize